Hi everyone, welcome to this training video. I thought it might be super helpful just to do a quick screencast of a few free tools that are really useful when it comes to organising your coaching business. These are ones that I've all used. Like I say, they're all free, which is great, and there are paid versions of them as well if you want to take them further. But I just thought this was really helpful. Often when I work with coaches, this is just one of the kind of simple things, but really useful things that just help automate your business and just are really super helpful. So I'm going to just come out of this and jump over to my screen. So the first one I'd like to show you is Google Drive and more specifically Google Forms. So if you have a Google account, you'll be able to access your Drive. It's just drive.google.com. If you don't have a Google account, it is totally worth setting one up because the Drive is such a useful. I use my Google Drive all the time. It's such a useful tool. And then you want to go to the new and you want to go down to Google Forms. Now what this is really helpful for is if you ever want to do any market research, you can create a survey using Google Forms for free and share that with people. But what I tend to use it for as well is actually my onboarding questionnaire that I have with people. So if you're a health coach, you might be familiar with health histories, but for most coaches they tend to have some kind of form that you want clients to fill in, whether that's before you have a free set, like the kind of discovery call, the first free call, or actually if you're taking them on as a client. And this just means that you're not sending people like Word forms, like Word docs for them to try and fill in, and then the formatting goes everywhere, and then sometimes people don't have Word to be able to open it, and it just gets really complicated. And people can even people can fill this in on the phone. It's just really accessible. So all you would do is you would just give the form a name. So let's just say health history form, and then you could put in a little description. More about you. Obviously you could do a little bit more than that, and then you can just create your questions. You can have like name, and again it actually like kind of updates based on some of the things that you put down, and you can make this the required answers are not required, like address, oops, I'm just kind of add a new one. Question. So that this little thing here is just, you've got like title and description, you can add images, videos, all sorts of stuff, and just so on. And again, you've got these options here. You can have a short answer paragraph, multiple choice if you want, check boxes, all sorts of different things you can have on this. It's really great as well if you take testimonials from people. You can create a form for people to leave testimonials. For example, you could, even if you wanted people to upload a picture of themselves for their testimonial, you could use the file upload section as well. So there's lots of different things that you can do with this. And then once you've got all the questions there, give it a title. Then you want to be able to share it. Now this is just the important part of using this. You click send. Go back a second. You need to click on the little gearbox on the settings, and you need to make sure that you click off the require sign in, because that's restricting it. I mean, you might not have that on yours because I'm using like a custom domain, like my Wholeheartedly Laura domain. We don't want to restrict that, so we need to click that off. You might want to collect people's email addresses, but I'm guessing you would have that as a question anyway. And then you might, for example, if this was a health history form, you might want to let people edit after they've submitted it if they need to. Just check if there's anything. Show link to submit another response. You don't really need that on if it's a health history, to be honest. There's even a quiz thing if you wanted to make a quiz. So you can save that, and then you can click send, and you can actually directly email it to people. But what I tend to like to do is to get a shortened link, and then you can send that link to people to fill in the form, which comes on to another handy tool that I'm going to be showing you. So that's basically how you do it. Once people fill in, and you've shared that link, you go to responses, and then what you can see is you'll see either all of the responses together, which is not ideal, obviously, if you're using it for a health history form, or you can see responses individually. So when you do have responses, you'll see that there's an option to view each response individually. And then when you get a new client come in or a new discovery call, you can view their completed form as one form rather than like a collated one. So we've got, like I said, we've got that code there, that URL that we can send for people to fill them in. Another thing you can do as well is, if I just go see if I can find where it is, you should be able to, there we go. This is where you can actually view what the form is going to look like for your clients. You can even like change the colours. You could put your own, and there you go. You can see the kind of preview of what your clients will see. You can even put like your own images and things in as well. So you can change, you can make it very fancy, put it that way, if you want to. So that's the Google Forms. Now, where it kind of gets really useful is when you start to combine some of these things together. So I use Calendly for scheduling appointments with clients, and Calendly, like, I really resisted using a scheduler for quite a while because I like to have a really good handle on how my time has been used, but actually Calendly's been brilliant. It's been super, super useful for lots of different things. So you can create an account. Now, they do have a free account up to a certain point, and the but you can pay it and get some more options. So what you can do, so let's just show you the different ones I've got. So you can see I've got various different meetings there, and basically you just create a new event. Let's say you want to create a one-to-one. You give it a name, a description. You give it a custom link. So let's say you wanted to have like discovery call. That could be discovery call after that. You can change the colour. So let's just say I'm going to create a discovery call one. You could just leave that blank if you're going to do it on Skype, or you could give people your Skype details or Zoom details, for example. You could say, please leave your phone number. And you can actually create a question around that as well. And then you can go down to, now again, I'm not sure how much of this is available in the free option. I've got the paid one, which is only still like £7 a month or something. But you can kind of set how long you want the sessions to be. Now you can kind of start to adjust your availability. So let's say that you only want to see clients on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and at certain times you can set that. And you can just set it so that it rolls, so rather than having to go through and set each individual day, you can set it so that it rolls. What I tend to do is I copy from something else that I've already done. So I just tend to see people on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because that just really, really helps me get work done rather than just having lots of meetings. And then you can start to add questions. You might want to add a new question, which is like phone number or Skype details or something like that, and so on. And then this is where it kind of gets helpful. Now, I do believe that this is a paid option, but you could put in a custom link to your health history form. So you could come up here and get this link, and you could add that to here, and this could be health history form. So that means that when you send someone the link for this, which I'll show you in a moment, so add that, and then let's say what you would do is you would send someone the link. So it's calendly.com / whatever your username is, discovery call. They would book themselves in, and then they would put their details in. But what would happen is once they've scheduled it, they would get sent automatically to complete this form, which makes it all nice. You're not having to send like loads of emails and spend loads of time doing things. You can just send people one link, book yourself into my calendar, you'll get taken straight to the health history form. Another thing that you can do, which is quite funky, is you can actually embed this on a page on your site. If you go to send and you go to, this, you can actually get the HTML. So let's see if I can find it on my site, because I did this recently. Thank you. So I've put in, so this is for people who might be wanting to book a business clarity call. This is, I haven't actually done the form yet. Still have to do that, guys. But I've embedded it on a nice page on my site, so it looks really cool when people come to do it. And it also means that they can bookmark that page as well and come back to it when they want to do it. So yeah, you can also do that, which I think is quite cool. So that is, we have had Google Forms, and we've looked at Calendly as well. So next thing that is super useful is Canva. Now, you can find like training on exactly how to use Canva and stuff if you're not familiar with it, but Canva is really, really super useful for creating things like free PDFs, like things that you might want to offer in exchange for people to join your email list, for example. It can be really, really useful for creating, Instagram posts, things to go on your to accompany your blog posts and so on. There's all sorts of different things you can do, and you've got Pinterest graphics, and it's just super, super helpful. That Canva's just a really, really great tool. What you might want to do is create. See if I can find the one that we tend to use. I mean, you can create Facebook ads, all sorts of stuff. It's brilliant. It is just really, really great. I've kind of, I've got Photoshop, and I use Pages on mine quite a little bit, but this is just so good. It's really, really brilliant. It does everything that those things do, apart from Photoshop, because Photoshop does a little bit more around actual photo editing, but it can be super helpful. Now I'm just trying to find my find templates. See if I can find it for brochures. Just trying to find where I think it might be A4, sorry, it's here. A4 design. So let's say that you want to create a opt-in free PDF. Here you would just click the A4 design, you've got the layouts, and then you can add however many pages you want. And the great thing is you can just upload. You can see I've got a few of there's like my old new logo. So the new but slightly old, it's slightly different than the one that I've actually got. And you can add your logo as well. You would just drag and drop things into this space. You can drag your images in. I think sometimes like if you've got really good quality images, like in free PDFs, they have like a lot of, like design wise, it can have a lot of impact if you use like a really big, good quality image. You can add your text. So if you go to the text element here, and you just drag something like this, looks really nice. Oh, I've done that twice, 3 times, isn't it? Pull that out of the way, and then you can just start to type in, let's say, self-care guide. Self-care guide, and then you can adjust the text, you can play with the size, you can, I believe, so this is like in front, so there we go. I think that does that change where things are? You can tell I don't use it that much. Yeah, you go. You can group things, you can arrange things, send things forward, then send things back where you want to put them, copy and group. I mean, honestly, it's Canva is so good. It really is. It's worth the time just kind of getting a bit familiar with it, even if you do like practice things. One of the great things again that you can do with this is you can create your contract. So if you have, and you should have some kind of program agreement. I mean, contract's probably not the right terminology, because a contract, to be honest, most like contracts in the coaching world, like, they would be really, putting them down in court, like, you wouldn't get to that point anyway. It's more around, I find it's much more around, a program agreement is more around communicating, just communicating how you're going to work with someone and setting some kind of ground rules down. So you could very easily create like a really beautiful program agreement in Canva and then save it. So I believe you would go to save. Does it save or make a copy or download? Like I say, I am showing my ignorance here with these. Oh, is it Canva? No. Stay. Yeah, I think it's file. Make a copy, save. Anyway, there is a way. to save these and download them, which right now I cannot for the life of me remember. 2 here, man. Right in front of my face. Download. Yeah, so you download in PDF and print size in, because that's awesome, and download that, and that would come down. And then, like I say, you would, you could obviously make it into a nice program agreement. And what you would want to do is make sure that you leave the spaces for people to sign. So then you would jump over to my 4th free tool, which is Hello Sign. So Hello Sign is a free way to get program agreements signed digitally. You can have there's a paid version depending on how many clients you put them through. I'm not going to log into it because I've got personal client information on mine. But you would basically just sign up, log in, and then it'll take you through. You would upload your program agreement, and you would be able to select the places. You would be able to kind of prepare it for sending, and then put bits in. Actually, let's see whether or not I'm just wondering whether I can log in as someone else. I'll sign it with something else so I can show you, because that would be ideal. Let's see. See if I can create an account for you guys. Oh, don't say that it's actually, yeah, it is that try your free plan. So make sure you click try our free plan. There we go. And then you would need to go through all of this. I don't really want to go through that too much. This is my official business name, guys, Uniquely Healthy Ltd, from many moons ago, which I haven't changed. Right, let's click out of all this. So yeah, so you go like me and others, you'd want to sign. You would then upload your file. Let's just see, downloads, if I can find the thing. I think it's saved as a random word, didn't it? Let's try to find the thing that I've just saved. 2 seconds. Natural body scrub, right? So I can remember what it's called. Just so it's a bit of a funny. Usually, like, oh, you can drop your files, drag files. That's much easier. There we go. And then it's going to convert that into whatever I can use. In the meantime, I'm just going to put the signer's information here. So let's say test at gmail.com. And then you would go to prepare docs for signer. Yeah, and let's just say you had it all laid out. You would just drag signature, and then there's you and the person. So you can go me now, and then you would need to you can draw it in. So, which is very, very hard. I don't have a mouse. I use like a pad thing. There we go. That's my signature. And you could have like a sign date as well. You could even have, so this is where you would want your other person to date as well. And like I say, you're just making sure that that's who dates this, the other person, in this case, test. You could even add like a checkbox. Like let's say that you had, please confirm that you've read the terms and conditions, for example. You can create like a little checkbox, and it's who checks this, test, the other person. And then you would continue. And then what you would do is you would put some information in there, the title, a little message for your client, and request signature. Boom, done, sorted. Got your program agreement all arranged and all done. There are, just to say as well, there are other systems and things that you can use. There's different apps. I think there's something called Satori app, which like manages all this client stuff for you. But this has just always been what's really worked well for me. I did have a look at like some of those like client management tools, and like personally I just found them a little bit like actually harder than this, but again you might find them easier. I think it's called Satori app. Yeah, is that saying that? Satori app. So there's things like this which can do it for you as well. But again, it's totally like, you know, you can do it all using these tools for free. If you want, it's just totally up to you basically. So I hope that's given you just some ideas of, like I said, just some of the tools and things that I use, and that really help me kind of, you know, make things joined up and kind of create a little bit less work and a bit more of a professional experience for your clients as well. So I do hope that that has helped. And just to mention as well, as you would have seen when I did my little page, when I showed you the page on my website, I am just about to open up some free business clarity calls at a really discounted rate. So I usually charge £250 for these calls, but I'm offering them for £50 just for people who get booked in before the end of April. You can actually book the call after April if that's better, but as long as you pay and book in April. And you can, I will actually put some details that there should be in the email that you will have received with this. But you can just actually email, if you're interested, email me, that's the best thing. My email address is laura@wholeheartedlylaura.com. Or you can find us on social media, just DM me if you can't find that offer anywhere, if you haven't got the email for it. But yeah, that's one of the things I'm offering. But I just hope that's been helpful. It's definitely been one of the useful things that I've found, and it just helps a little bit with not feeling too overwhelmed. I think once you've got these things set up and you know how to use them, for example, just start with the health history form and get that done if that's something that you use, and then just start with Calendly, and then just, you know, maybe have a little play with Canva to see if you enjoy using that. And just a tip as well with Canva, something that's really helped me with, you know, I mean, I'm quite lucky because I did my degree was art and design, so I'm quite lucky that I've got that design background. But if you ever get stuck with creating designs and not really sure like how to make a design from scratch, I mean, they do have like templates and stuff that you can use, but just look at like if you've ever signed up for a free PDF from someone else, or like look in magazines and just get some, or go on Pinterest, and it's fine to not necessarily copy, but to take some inspiration from someone else's design and how they've laid things out. And if that's helpful, then that's great. It just gives you a bit of a starting point, I think, somewhere to begin. When it comes to designing, and hopefully you'll have like a lovely, you know, you will already have some kind of brand in place for your business, whether that's a set of colours and fonts and images, and that should make the design process a lot easier as well. So yeah, I hope that that's been helpful. Do let me know if you've got any questions. Again, you can just email me directly at laura@wholeheartedlylaura.com, or find me on social media, wholeheartedlylaura too. But I hope that's been useful.